Okay, today we're going to start reloading some 223 or 556 brass, and right now what I have them is they're in the ultrasonic cleaner, the Hornady ultrasonic cleaner, and you can see the rounds inside. There's probably about 60 or 70 rounds in there, and they're being cleaned inside and out right now. What I do is I use distilled water, and you use distilled water when you're using the ultrasonic cleaner so it doesn't leave any water spots, and you also use the distilled water to rinse them off when you're done. What I did is I added 2 capfuls of the one-shot Sonic Clean solution made by Hornady. I've had this now about 2 years and I'm still working on it. It's still about half full. It lasts a long time. Originally set it to 480 seconds. I've done this is the second go around of 480 seconds, and we swish them around every once in a while just to make sure all the cases are full inside and out, and good outside. I haven't deprimed or resized or anything yet because I want to clean the cases before I put them into my dies to get all the range dirt and things like that, so I don't scratch the inside of my dies. So what we'll do is we'll let this keep going, and when it's all done, I'll show you how we rinse them off and how we dry them prior to depriming and resizing and lubing and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, we ran 3 cycles of 480 seconds. You can see the rounds inside and how nice and clean they are. So what we're going to do now is we're going to empty this out, and the way you do that is we're just going to take this here, we're going to pick this up, you can see the bottom of the solution, you can see all that range dirt that's in there, if you don't do this first, you're going to be putting all of that dirt up into your dies. So now we have them, and we're going to put them into a little Tupperware bowl. Just get rid of that rest of that, and then what we're going to do is get some more distilled water. We're going to fill it up, wash that solution off, the water does come out dirty. Do it one more time. Swish it around. Okay, so what we do now is we get a cookie sheet and we take our rounds that we hand dry with a towel, throw them onto the cookie sheet like that, spread them around. Just like that, and then we're going to put that into the oven, a regular kitchen oven, for about 5 minutes, just so they heat up and they dry out inside and out, and then we're going to go from there. Okay, here they are, about 5 minutes in the oven on 350 degrees. They're all dry. Then we're just going to let them cool down, and then we'll get started after that. Okay, now we have our cases are dry and they're cooled off. And what we're going to do now is prepare them to, we're going to lube them, getting the lube pad ready. Even with carbide dies, I still like to lube them a little bit. It makes it easier getting them in and out of the dies as we're going through it. We'll take some and we'll line them up on our lube pad. Just like that. And what we're trying to do is lube the main body, not the throat area of the cartridge. You're just going to roll back and forth. Do this by hand. Okay, and what we'll do is I already have my resizing die and decapping die. It's all one, and I have my shell holder in place here. And what you do is you put your shell holder in, you screw your resizing die all the way down till it touches the shell holder. You back off a quarter turn, and then you lock it down, and then you're good to go. Now we have our lube case, and we're going to insert it into the die. And what that does is deprimes our case. The case is now resized. Now we're going to use the prep station, and what we're going to do here is these were once fired, so these were already like this is Lake City brass, so I had to take the primer crimp out. So I already did that. So we're just going to clean the primer pocket out and uniform the primer pocket just like that. And you can see how nice and clean that comes out. The inside of the cases are clean from the ultrasonic cleaner. But now I have this lube on here. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to throw them into my tumbler. And once I get all of these cases done, what we're going to do is come back to, we're going to tumble them after they're all done. And what I'm going to do now, what I forgot to show you, is I have a 22 caliber brush. We're just going to put some lubricant on that. Screw that into the top of the prep station. And what this is going to do is lube the inside of the case neck of the round, and it's going to make it a lot easier getting that case out of the die. Again, we're going to go back to the brush, the small primer pocket brush, clean that out, uniform the primer pocket, and there you go. The case is prepped to go. One other thing, I know these are already in spec, but what I'm going to show you is one thing you have to do is get yourself a good reloading manual. And we're going to go to, here's a 223 Remington 556. Now you can see your overall case length total is 1.760. So let's see if we have to do this. .7, and you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're 1/1000th of an inch below to where we have to be for the overall length of the case, which is good because I trimmed these. I had to trim these last time, so we're good to go there. So we're going to continue this process until we get all of our cases done, and then we'll be back with you guys. Okay, so we got all of our cases resized. The primer pocket's cleaned out. The case mouth is uniformed and dechamfered both in and out. And now we're good to go. We're going to tumble them. It's going to remove the resizing lube and any other dirt or fouling or anything like that that would be left in the primer pocket area, even though we cleaned them out. So we're going to let these tumble for about maybe 2 hours. Okay, now we're going to, they're done tumbling. Now we're going to take our tumbler, we're going to dump them into our sifter. We're going to get all the media out of them. Okay, now the next thing we'll do is we'll dump them out and we're going to separate our cases. I have Lake City brass and I have Winchester commercial brass that we're going to separate. And then one thing you can see is in the bottom of the flash hole in the primer pocket is the piece of the corncob media that gets stuck in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through each one of them, make sure they're all popped out, all the corncob media. Here's one that is clean, and here's one that is still has the media inside the flash hole. So we're going to make sure we get that out of there before we go any further. Okay, so the next step to do is we're going to prime our cases. We have our Lake City cases separated from our Winchester commercial cases. And what we're going to do is we'll take our primers and I use the universal hand primer from RCBS. It's 100 primers. What we do is we shake them. We get them all turned right side up. Like that, and we put our cover on. Okay, primers are ready. Insert the tray into the handle. It's a universal, it doesn't need a shell holder, universal hand primer. See how the tray works. And then you see these little clips are spring loaded on either side here like this, where you take your case and you just slip it in, and that holds it in place while you seat the primer. So our next thing we're going to do is we're going to shake our primers in. And our first one, and we have our primer set, just like that. Okay, so we're going to do our Lake City first. You see how nice that seats the primer? You could give it a feel with your finger as you're going over it. Just nice steady pressure placing that primer in. And the reason I like to use that is you could feel when the primer is set all the way down into the primer cup down inside. See how nice our cases came out? Nice and shiny, clean inside and out from using the Hornaday cleaner with the cleaning solution, the vibrator. And then after we resize and deprime and clean everything, we throw them into the tumbler for that one final go over, and they come out. They really do come out nice. So our primers are set. And what I've done so far is, you can see up here, I put the powder we're using today is Ogden CFE 223. So what it's saying here is good for 204 Ruger, 223 Remington, 22-250 Remington, and 308 Winchester. You can use this for a couple other things. If you go on the Ogden website, you can get all of your loadings for your different bullet weights and things like that for your different calibers. Excellent. The CFE stands for copper fouling eraser, and what that does is it does not leave a lot of copper fouling from your bullets in your barrel. It's real easy to clean. It's a consistent powder. It charges very well through your powder dump, and it meters very well on your scale. What we're going to load today is 27 grains of the CFE 223. I already got my powder dump calibrated with my help of my scale, my powder scale. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to prime everything, and then the next step will be finishing the rounds off, loading them. Okay, our next step, our primers are all in. We actually ended up with 107 rounds, a little bit more than I thought. So this is our Lake City brass, primed and ready to reload. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to, I already checked my charge. It's thrown exactly 27 grains. So we have our powder is now in our case. What we're using today is a 55 grain full metal jacket with Canalor, exposed lead at the bottom of the bullet. These are Montana Gold bullets. Excellent, accurate bullets. Okay, so now we're going to just place our bullet in the top, and we're going to slide it into the shell holder, and we're going to bring this all the way up. and we're going to screw our die down. And just get our bullet started. Now what we want to do is we're going to figure out exactly where that cantilever is going to be and where our crimp is going to be. So this is going to take just a little bit of time. Okay, now that we know that, we're going to, you can actually see that the cantilever is almost at the mouth of the case. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fine tune that just a little bit, and we're going to get that cantilever right in the middle of that case mouth. And there you go. There it is, right in the middle of the case mouth. It's not crimped in yet. We're going to crimp that case mouth right into that cantilever. So that's exactly where we want that to go. So we're going to back off just a couple of turns on the bullet seating, and we're going to figure out where our crimp is going to be. You got to do this by feel. Just about there. What we're going to do is we're going to set our bullet seating depth down, and there we go with a finished round. And you can just about see how the case mouth, it's a 7-degree cant on the crimp going into the cantilever, because this round's going to be used in an AR-15 or any kind of semi-automatic. That's the kind of crimp and the kind of bullet you really want to use. And that's a finished round right there. So we have our 27 grains of CFE 223, our 55 grain full metal jacket with cantilever. We're using CCI small rifle primers, number 400. This is a perfect load coming out of our rifle. So we're going to reproduce this again. We're going to go over it one more time just to show everybody how it's done. We're going to got our powder in. And always give a small visual check to our powder inside. And if you can see, that's kind of hard to see that. Then we're going to set our bullet, and we're going to see if we can recreate what we just made. And there we go. Another finished round. Okay. I hope you like this video. If you want to see more of these kind of videos, reloading different calibers and things like that, let me know. Leave a message in the comment section. If you like this video, please click the like button. And if you like what you see here all the way around, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks a lot.